the biggest prospecting element of my business is literally based on what you do, the lead generation that you provide. So that is basically the only way that I actually go out there and actively pay for people to click on a learn more option on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, or Google for them to give me the details and send them a digital appraisal. So the digital appraisal space is what I spend a lot of time, money, and energy, and I'm very much guided by yourself. You tell me what to say on video, you promote the videos, and I get the leads. Now, let's talk about digital appraisals, because a lot of those, and look, you're not the only person that provides this service, right? Most of those providers or service providers that offer digital appraisals, people think that that's a lead of somebody wanting to sell their house. Wrong. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's someone that just wants to know what the property is worth. They've got no interest at this particular stage, but you got to treat them again or the same, but treat them differently. So regardless if it's a digital appraisal and somebody say, I'm looking to sell in the next 3 to 6 months, or somebody that says, I'm not looking to sell, I give them the same service. Now, I truly believe that a digital appraisal, somebody that gives the details, unless they ask otherwise, it's just a digital appraisal. So I do it, I'll email it to them with a bunch of information, I'll give them a follow-up text message, and then I leave it. Now, am I missing some business there? Potentially, yes, absolutely. Again, like if you're running a machine that you only got a couple of listings and you got the time of the day to chase those people, then by all means, give them a call. My approach is I give them an appraisal, I give them a text message, and they go into my database. I found by, doing this for a long time, and now we've been working, how long have we been working for together for? 3 years? Okay. I worked with data providers before yourself, and obviously they weren't as good as you, right? That's why we're now working together. What I found is that the majority of those leads, again, is someone that has got an interest in real estate, but they're not looking to sell today. So if you're too pushy, you push them away. So what you got to do is give them something, and then once they're ready, hopefully they'll come back to you. But here is the thing, something with those people can change tomorrow. They could find a property that they like, okay? And all of a sudden, we're talking business. So you got to be sure that you actually follow up with them. So are you texting them every month? Are you emailing them every month with some information? Are you sending something in the mail? If not every month, every few months, are they targeted on social media? Because if they are, then they'll come back to you. So digital appraisal is the number one. Have you got any questions before I move to the next?
No, I think we can dive deeper into that later on in a module on actually how to actually execute on that. So that's a great, that's enough for now.
101, bread and butter. It's as well, just listed, just sold. People lose and spend too much time, Ben, on designing something to put in a flyer or think about a newsletter for the market area, the farmer area. Just listed, just sold. If you don't list something, or if you're not selling something yourself, we have just listed, we have just sold, right? I know Harcourts allows to obviously promote another sale after a couple of weeks that it's been sold, and I'm sure that your brand, whatever it might be, still be able to do that. Now, at the end of the day, it's going to be an A4. The A4 is bent over it's not bent over, what's it called? Fold over like that, right? So the A4 that is folded over horribly like this, but not really, because it's going to be done better. It will say just listed Diego Traglia or Team Diego. They see it, they put it in the bin. Doesn't matter. You do 20,000 of them a month, there will be someone that actually reads it. But if not, you got 20,000 people that see your brand and they just see that you've just listed something or just sold something. You're a market leader. You're there listing and selling property. So that is 101. If you don't have the funds to pay someone to deliver the flyers, you deliver them yourself. I delivered 356 flyers in my farm area once a week for the first 18 months, once a week. Now, in the first 18 months, I got 3 calls, all 3 about complaining because there was too many flyers. At the end of the day, 18 months later, I got my first listing. So was that a waste of time? Absolutely not. That was the start of me conquering the location that I was working in. So just listed, just sold. Again, this is bread and butter. And the third one is very much linked to the digital one, but it's content. It's just content. So what are you doing that is a little bit different? Again, don't reinvent the wheel. How about that once a month you do a video that says the average days on the market, how many groups on average through an open home, just very basic data, and you put it on a reel on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Now, You don't do that for me, I'll do that for myself. Although we work together because you get in the leads, but the content needs to come from you as an agent. What's your point of difference? I don't know, whatever there might be, but you got to advertise and you got to let the people know. I call them fans, right? My wife always jokes, they're not fans. They're someone that has actually got some interest in real estate and they see me as the market leader. So that's why they follow me. Yes, I got a big following and all of that. At the start, most of the followers was my mom, my wife, and you know, a few friends. It's now built to 7,000 plus on Instagram and a few thousand on Facebook and whatnot. But if you don't provide the content on a regular basis, then this strategy, which is very much high-hanging fruit trees, will never deliver the fruits that it can. So again, the basic, just listed, just sold, the digital leads, the online content, and the last one is open homes. 1 out of 10 buys minimum, Ben, 1 out of 10 buys minimum is a vendor or is someone that owns property. It's what you do with it. You know, if you're having a conversation with them and being honest and say, hey, is this property for yourself? Can you see yourself living about the house? What do you think it's worth? Or it's not for us. Oh, perfect. Are you in a position you can buy, or do you need to sell first? Oh, we don't really need to sell. Well, if they say that, yes, they need to sell because they're going to be buying an aspirational home they can't afford without selling. So are you putting yourself and angling yourself so that you're going to be the representative on the market potentially, or you're just going to let it go without asking those questions? Okay, we don't need to sell. Perfect. Have you got many rentals? We got a couple. Would it be helpful if I give you a digital appraisal? No, we're not looking to sell. I know you're not looking to sell, but it's always good to know what your portfolio is worth in today's market, because of course the market has changed. It's dropped almost 25%. Give me your 3 addresses or whatever addresses, and I'll send you digital appraisal by Monday, and hopefully that will be helpful. Now you're the market leader. You're not just chasing the business, you're providing information for them. So that's a fourth strategy. I can keep going on and on about it, but I think those are probably the main strategies that allows me to have the market share that I do.
So having really positive conversations, making the effort to have these conversations at open homes, or now as you've got a team, your team are having those conversations, correct?
Yeah, I don't do open homes, and I'm very honest about it, and I'm very open-minded, very open with my vendors, and I let them know that I don't do the open home if they ask, and the information is provided to them in the set to sell meeting, which is not a meeting, it's a video, 10 minutes video that I provide to my vendor. Once they sign the listing, I'll let them know how we operate, right? I don't have those conversations, my team does, but I do have conversation because I speak to buyers and potential vendors all the time. Honestly, is the biggest thing. My best line, and it's a genuine line at the moment when I do an appraisal, I say, in my opinion, you shouldn't sell now. Now, trust me, they've seen another 4 agents and they all say now is the best time to sell. And I always say, I know this is a cliche, if you're looking to sell, potentially now is the best time to sell before the market drops more. But if you don't need to sell, how about you keep the house for another 18 months because the market will be improving. You're the only agent that says that. Of course they need to sell the house. That's why they got you there. But if you tell them that they should keep it if they can, then you're going to be the one that sounds less desperate. But again, give them the best plan of attack, give them optimism, but as well, don't come across desperate, because desperation it's the worst. It's a turnoff of the vendors as well. And obviously it takes confidence, and it takes, I always say, if you're juggling 10 balls and one drops, it's okay. If you only got the one ball that you're juggling, man, you don't want to fuck that up, or sorry, you don't want to drop that ball, because otherwise you're going to be without any food that month, right? So it's a fine line, but at the end of the day, you got to have honesty as well.